Hi everybody, welcome to another virtual field trip. My name is Raleigh. You can call me sir if you wish. Today we'll be looking at a field trip from the Sandy Gully Bridge at Spanish Town Road to the train line in Seaview Gardens. Okay, so we're looking at the topic, an investigation into the extent in which solid waste have actually impacted the environment, should I say the gully, between the Spanish Town, the bridge on Spanish Town Road, right at Sandy Gully right there, to train line, right? Probably you might word it a little bit different. Okay, so we are looking at pollution, right? And we are looking at solid waste, and we are looking at environmental issues. Now, my virtual field trip exercise looks at very important aspect, or should I say, a lot of it covers a lot of topics within the CXC syllabus, right? So you can actually glean what you wish from it, and we'll see how that one goes. Okay, now as you look at the bridge, you will see, if you look very carefully, you will see some water coming from the pipe, a very probably about, you could say about probably about uh 20-30 inch pipe, right? Water coming from that pipe dripping into the gully, and it's flowing into the gully constantly, right? Based on the smell, it would seem as if it is actual water, right? As you look in the gully, you can actually see animals such as dogs, and I think I see some cows, but probably it will be out of your sight right now. You won't be seeing it, right? There's a lot of sediment and silt stone, and the amount of dirt and silt that exists within this gully encourage the growth of thick vegetation, and you will see that as we move along, right? Within the gully there is also a lot of domestic waste, along with waste, I mean waste that comes from buildings that have been destroyed, whether by floods or by uh human actions, right? There's a lot of garbage right here at the side, right? I think there's even a car somewhere, more than one car, and there's a washing machine somewhere over there. There's a dog moving, right? And over on the other side of the gully is the Riverton City in community. Right now, this gully spans roughly about probably about 50, or should I say, no, it's about probably about roughly about roughly about, for real, about 200 feet across, right? And from here to where we are going to be looking at is roughly about half a mile, right? Okay, so we are looking at the extent in which solid waste exists here. Now, this gully network, this drainage network, spans from as far back as up in the hills where you're seeing over there, that is overlooking this section of the city, right? We are in Kingston City, same way, right? It comes from you have different smaller drainage system that comes from areas such as Norbrook, Meadowbrook, Havendale, Dwyney Park, as far as up by the Papine area, coming in all the way from through Waterhouse, Penwood, Coreyville Gardens, all those waste, the garbage originates along the line, right? And these garbage actually being deposited along the gully as a result of heavy rainfall periodically, right? So by the way, the gully itself is 100% concrete. So all those three trees that you see there in the gully, that is being anchored by roots that have been, firmly placed in soil that has been deposited as a result of the gully bringing down debris over the years, right? All of this vegetation that you're seeing is the end section, or should I say, about roughly about you would say about probably about 750 yards away from where we are looking at. Right now, this is the train line where we are going to be stopping, and trust me, walking on this iron, this metal thing, trust me, I was very scared. No, garbage, the silt, the sand, everything that is in the gully comes here. And here, what I'm talking about here, this is the Kingston Harbor. It is in the Kingston Harbor, right? Through these bushes, you also have what you call tributaries of the Duane River and the Caymanas River actually meet up somewhere in the bushes there. There is some amount of wetland areas around. I thought I saw a alligator somewhere about the place. Alligator, crocodile somewhere about the place. It made a big splash. Trust me, I got nervous. Right, that pipe thing that you see running across, that is a huge line that carries through from as far as West Kingston, Seaview Gardens, Greenwich Farm, 2 Mile, along Spanish Town Road, and through Seaview Gardens, and it carries it over into Soapberry sewage treatment plant of the Mandela Highway. The one in which you saw first, that wastewater comes from areas such as Penwood, Waterhouse, and those communities, Hagley Park Road, those communities up by that side. Okay, so here you see the water looking brown, right? And the water looking brown, and the smell is really stink, right? It suggests that the smell suggests that there's a lot of sewer water that is being, that is right here. You can actually see domestic as well as commercial waste within the water body itself. Now I'm going to be doing another field trip where in which I'm going to be looking at commercial entities around here, how they contribute to the pollution of this area. Now the Kingston Harbor is the 7th largest harbor in the world, right? However, it is one of the most polluted harbor in the world. And later on, when I go on to Greenwich Farm Fishing Village, you will see the extent in which you will see the extent in which the Kingston Harbor actually stretches along the what you call it, the eastern southeasterly section of Jamaica. Right now, the solid waste actually ends up into the Kingston Harbor, and some of the damage that the solid waste actually does is, one, it pollutes the water itself, right, which makes it really I call it now dangerous for aquatic life form to populate. Now the Kingston Harbor has what you call it a wetland area that is what you call it is a reserve. This area is called Hunts Bay wetlands, right? And it is here that it is expected by the Natural Conservation Authority in Jamaica that fish would, like sea fish, would come there and they would have their babies, and babies would go to certain side and they will venture into sea. Now, as a result of the pollution that is being contributed by the solid waste, because remember, the solid waste it brings with it several I call it agents that, if it should stay in water for a prolonged period of time, it would decay, and over time it will actually pollute the water chemically, right? It will break down, and you'd have a lot of biological matter within the water, which will cause problem. Now, as a result of this area being polluted, what you find is that the fish stock for the fisher folks are actually decreasing, and wildlife within the wetland area over by this side is also decreasing, right? As a result of wildlife being affected, find the crocodiles coming nearer to the community of Seaview Gardens in search of food. Now there's a pig pen somewhere on of this area, and sometimes the gentleman that actually owned the pig pen says that sometimes if the pig wanders out too much, especially at night, they will become food for the crocodile. Now, in normal circumstances, this shouldn't be a problem, because there would be enough food for the crocodile in the water. But because the water is being so polluted, the fish stock is actually moving away from this area. You find that they are coming for food, right? Also, during heavy rainfall, what you find is that during heavy rainfall, what you find is that it's been years since the government have actually taken the initiative so as to clean this section of the gully. While sections of the gully up by like uh what do you call it, the tributaries that leads into this main drainage canal, or should I say drainage area, has been periodically cleaned because it is really smaller in width going up, right? So it measures probably an estimated 10 to 15 feet, and it would like decrease until it probably reach about 5 feet up, way up into the hills, right? So the network spans like a spider web through this section of the metropolitan area. What you find is that the community of Seaview Gardens, especially to the northern section, actually faces the possibility of flooding with the thick vegetation that actually exists within the Sandy Gully area. What happened is that the flow of water that is coming as far as sections of Plantation Heights, as far as section as Meadowbrook, um, Havendale, Whitehall, up by that section of town. The flow of water, because remember the water is coming down a slope, and this area of the drainage system of Sandy Gully is a little flat. So therefore, if the flow of water out to the sea is not continuous, what you find, you have a backup, and the community itself will be facing possibility of flooding, right? So there's a lot of issues that surround solid waste disposal, solid waste prevention and measure, solid waste pollution within this given area. Periodically, government would actually give contracts to individuals, to, well, companies should I say, to actually do massive cleanup of this area. However, it have been years now since any have been done. The last time I remember, government spent over $500 million, and it actually opens up to as much as I said before, about 150 to about 200 feet or even more across in diameter, right? It runs for miles through the entire metropolitan area, and it facilitates the quick let's call it flow of surface water from within the metropolitan area. There are several problems that occur as a result of solid waste. Solid waste encourage the breeding up of mosquitoes, which actually give rise to persons suffering from mosquito-borne diseases, right? Also, because some of the water that is within the gully is what you call it now, sewage water. These mosquitoes, other than just being a parasite, they also carry with them some amount of what I call it now, disease, right? In addition to all of that, it is unsightly, right? It doesn't look good, and sometimes it do have a funny smell, right? So these are some of the implications of solid waste disposal, improper solid waste disposal within the Sandy Gully area between the Sandy Gully Bridge and Spanish Town Road to train line in Seaview Gardens. I hope that this little share will bring you to some understanding as to how you actually interpret site visits. This is practically a field trip, right? So you can practically make your own notes. You can actually transcribe what is being said and make it into a simple 1,100 word SBA. Thank you very much for stopping by. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.